Don't forget AEW.
We would never forget AEW Revolution. Welcome back to the show. We're gonna be talking about a couple topics today.
Hell, I watched
But
30
first,
fucking hours of it.
first things first. The homies are here. The OGs are here with Nicole and Alexis. So say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So let's get some maintenance out the way first. MJF and Ricochet. Let's start with you two. Ricochet first. Ricochet is all over the internet. Him and his wife is just having a playful banter with each other. It's a little TMI, not gonna lie. But she basically says she got her back blown out before her husband went to go wrestle or go to work for the day, and she's right as rain. Some of the fans was like, we didn't need to know that. And then it started a whole banter of back and forth. Now, to be clear, let me be very clear. Ricochet is a heel. And for the most part, he's staying in character. Okay. I want to make that very clear before people go in on him and start going at him. I just want to make that very clear. Even on Twitter, he is still in character. Okay. Now, recently, Ricochet lost his championship that he had. I don't know who he dropped it to, but he did lose it.
He lost it to Jungle Boy. He lost it in the
Are you fucking serious?
Casino Battle Royale. Yeah. He just lost it at Revolution.
But
to Jungle Boy, though?
Yeah, they built up this whole thing that this was like his dad took him here when he was a kid, and you know,
it was a good match. It was a nice moment, you know. Then people pop for it. I've seen worse, so I wasn't horribly mad about it.
I'm just not a fan of Jungle Boys.
I'm not. He's very 50. He's very like Like I don't hate him. I don't mind that he's there. I just don't go out of my way to worry about him.
Fair enough. I just thought he was an interesting choice, but whatever. So he recently lost his championship, but before that, he's been on social media and he has been saying some things. Now, Ricochet did make a valid point. He said, everybody wants to get mad at me when I go at their necks, when they're coming at me, disrespecting me, bullying me, calling me bald, coming at my neck hard. But when I come back at you with the same energy, then I'm a terrible person. I need to be professional. I need to grow up. And he basically is like, turnabout is fair play. To that, I understand. But here's where I feel like y'all have to learn how to separate church and state, right? You are operating under the guise that you are a villain and a heel at all times. Therefore, you should never break character. I don't care if they call you a bald-headed bitch for 365 days of the year. If you are going to operate under that moniker, then you should never, ever break character. Never. I don't want to hear your sob stories. I don't want to hear you complaining. I don't want to hear you crying. No, you don't get to do that because you're choosing a path, right? It's not like with the other wrestlers, whereas they operate on their social media sometimes, even though it's under their persona name, a lot of that is still their personal socials. They don't separate the two. You are using your social media as a means of building your character continuously, kind of like how Drew McIntyre does. You can't break character. You have to stay in character. Same thing Drew does. And I hate to compare, but it's just the type of characters that y'all have are very similar. That man never breaks character on social media. Even when he posts something sentimental with his cats and shit, They be trolling his ass and he be right back at him. Like, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. My cat is the shit. Like, he don't give a fuck. And you can't be on the internet popping off
Crying
at the
about being
mouth.
fucking light skinned and
Thank
next.
you. And being bald and shit and getting mad because niggas is coming at your neck for being bald. And
If
then
you
turn
don't call
around.
John Cena and take your ass to Turkey, if you've been bald on TV for at least, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tiff, but I'm starting to get mad. You've been bald on TV, and I'm not gonna discount if you feel a certain type of way about it. That's completely understandable. Who's someone who's, I want to say, within the last year had like facial changes that I'm still not okay with. I
Yeah,
completely understand. But at the same time, you've looked like that for how many years, and
your whole career.
you have the means low key to fix it if that's something that is really in your heart of hearts. And if you did, I've been like, you know what, more power to you, because Lewis Hamilton did it, because that motherfucker was going bald when he was 24, and now he got a head full of hair. Well, he's been had a head full of hair, but we knew his ass went to Turkey.
It was
Um,
balding.
no, he was balding. I'ma pull up. No, my I was like, no offense to you, Lewis. You're the goat. Blah 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 blah. But we all knew you were. We know.
You was losing. You
And,
was
Yeah,
losing it.
and you know,
and
like
it's
it's
fine. And men should feel, and that's what I don't like about society, is that it shames men who feel unconscious that all these people are doing the little catch whatever symbol. Good for her for winning.
because you know what
Um, But
women
yeah, he pisses like that pissed me off. Like when I saw him say blah blah blah, I agree with Soul Ruka. I was like, if you don't let that bitch have her moment and shut the fuck up and
Mm,
like go back to literally telling someone, LOL, that's why you got MS. I've been like, LOL, that's why you're bald. If you
I
really
mean,
want to go there. Like
see
you
listen
can't, like Tiff said, like you can't get back and forth and then say some wild egregious shit and then get mad. Like again, like people do say some crazy shit to him, have been saying crazy shit to him in his life.
yeah,
I
they do.
100% stand by that. I
Yep.
do see it. I get
It's
it.
ugly.
It is. It's not great. But at the same time,
You
you
gotta pick a
gotta like
lane.
you
Like
gotta you yeah you gotta pick a lane. You
you gotta
gotta
pick
go all
one.
in. You have to be at MJF
Yep.
if you want to go there, because I feel like that's low key what he's trying to do. I feel like
Which
that's what everyone always tries to do when they go over there.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like
Alexis, what were you trying to say?
no, I get it where getting like when Nicole says getting older, um, you start noticing like you go through basically second puberty, and it's not as bad as the first one, but it sucks just as bad. You start noticing like your hair going. Like I can understand from a woman's point of view because our like a woman's hair is everything. I saw like someone once said, a woman's hair is her crown. And I'm like, damn, that makes a lot of sense because that's the
It
most thing we'll
does.
put and that's the one thing we'll put the most effort in. There's days I don't wear makeup and I'm dressing like a schlub, but you know what? My hair's not going to look bad when I go outside. I'm going to take care of it. And
Right.
I know for guys, like my dad started going gray in his early 20s, and he was very, um, very, sorry, Dad. He was very like hair club for men back in like the early 90s, all that kind of stuff. And my dad would dye his hair, but he wouldn't tell anybody because he was actually embarrassed by it because the stigma of society, even for men back then. But I understand like that can piss somebody off to a point when people want to focus in on one thing about you physically, and that's the only thing that they come at you with. But at the same time, you saying someone deserves MS because they called you bald, that's inviting some shit on you that you don't fucking want. I don't, it all goes back to like this thing lately where everyone's talking about wrestling fans taking it too far, but wrestlers should have thick skin, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, these are human beings, and everybody has their, their limit where they get pushed to and they can't take it anymore. And, they snap. But we said this before. You don't go around saying shit like that because that welcomes some horrible shit back to you. Like
that ain't none of my business. No shade.
That's what him and his wife, they got to deal with that in their house.
Exactly.
I don't want to know about Samantha and him, because to me that'd be like watching like no. I
did not need to know that information. I was so mad when I was pissed when I read that. And I'm not even front like I was so mad when I read that. I said I did not need to know. I didn't because and it's like you automatically get oh my god, I got a visual.
Plus, from what I've come to understand,
it don't bother me, honestly. I've seen worse on social media.
Oh my god. You remember what's his nuts was digging it?
That was
girl.
No. Damn it. It was someone else though too.
Wasn't it that Lars Sullivan guy?
Try not to name names, Alexis. Because one of them's on TV. I'm not trying to do all that. Oh my god.
It's out there. We know who you're talking about. Like, come on.
I mean,
not me worrying about the legalities of all people.
Shoe drop.
It's just Ricochet, get it together. You gotta pick a lane, dude. Your wife saying what she said, it was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm not mad at it. And I didn't have a problem with you taking up for your wife either, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
What
that's
I have
the bare
an issue
minimum,
with,
honestly.
Right. What I have an issue with is the back and forth that y'all have with
well, both of you.
What you say? What this mean, B. Jeffers? What we talking about?
What?
He said AT. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's somebody in here from Indonesia too, which I thought was fucking crazy. But
from Indonesia. How you get here?
Right.
I love it though. Thank you. Hi, Indonesia.
Hey, Don. I'll put it in the group chat, Don, because she can't say it again.
I'm not trying to. All that going to school for contracts.
Oh, B. Jeffers said the other person.
Yeah,
he knows who the other person is. He said it was 18
because it happened around the same time.
It was. It was.
And like somebody sent us the videos, and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
because I remember
because
I remember one of the somebody put one of the videos in the chat. I was like, "Why?"
Flooded the chat. I was like, "Please take this shit out."
This group is so oralist. I hate this.
I don't,
baby group.
I don't like Birthright either. Birthright. I knew who she was talking about as soon as she said it. It's Birthright.
Because as soon as Dave Finley took his ass to AEW, well, now he kind of looks stupid because they literally got. Well, I'll talk about. Well, we go. Well, we gonna get to AEW. I fell asleep during that match, but regardless, like as
he been talking cat shit.
Everybody got it different.
Y'all gonna have to part of the code. She watching NXT while we doing the show, so every now and then she'll pop out because she done seen something on the TV screen. So
she's gonna crash out.
I don't like Birthright. No way.
Talk about it. I literally cannot fucking stand it when a faction you don't have to wear the same exact thing.
But they
no one
have
has to work the same thing. It's not the Shield. It's not what's some other shit that everybody dressed the same, like Spirit
Degeneration
Squad or
X.
Spirit Squad, Degeneration X. But even they had their own thing. They just wore the merch
everybody
stuff.
wore it different.
Yeah.
No one's cohesive. Like that. What's that girl? That girl who's the Knockouts champion, which is another issue.
Ariana Grace
has on the same fur coat she wears every week. feather fake fur coat she literally wears every week. Like, if you're gonna make that your style, and I'm not shading you, but please, girl, like, pull some other different ones. So it looks, because you look like a cartoon character. You're wearing the same outfit every week.
Or get a good one, a really good
Yeah.
one. Like
So she's wearing that.
Trix
So she
coat is
looks like a
really
mob.
good.
So she looks like a mob wife. Stack still dressed like he did before. I don't
And
know what
get,
the fuck these other two dudes are
no,
wearing.
but
Were wearing. And then
get
Charlie
into
Dempsey has on this freaking fuzzy Easter, and I kid you not,
you're lying.
Easter pastel
No.
striped sweater on.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
It's not even St. Patrick's Day. It's Easter. Like, it is literally, he has on a legitimate outfit your boyfriend would wear to the first Easter that he goes to you with your family. Like, that's his exact outfit.
The one that really be tearing me up is fucking Lexus King.
Don't even get me started. He looks like he just rolled out of a fucking Von Dutch store.
No,
if they even still have them.
You know what the shitty thing is, and I hate when I hate comparing like former, or like the new generation to his dad. Lexus King's dad, Brian Pillman, God rest his soul. That man had so much fucking swag for a white boy in his time period, and you can't take notes from your dad? Are you serious?
Well, at this point,
and it's so annoying. Oh my god, his outfit's pissing me off. Because
I've said it multiple times, is that, and I'm not body shaming, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but for Lexus King, because he's so short, he's got to tone himself up, and then he needs to tone it down. Stop with the extra Beijing beard bullshit. Don't do that.
Because
that's
the foundation
weird.
is there.
It's there. He's not, and I'm being honest, he's not a bad looking man. I will never say that about him. He's not a bad looking man.
He has a great smile.
And he has good skill in the ring. And he just looks like the sleazeball that creeps around in the club putting pills in women's drinks. And I don't like to say it like that, but that's the best way I can explain it, so you can understand what he looks like to me.
Right. I hate everything about this faction.
And
that's what I'm saying. This should have been in the toilet as soon as David said he wasn't signing that fucking NXT contract.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I'm sorry, but Uriah Connor just looks like a WWE call they made in the creation suite.
I don't even know who that is.
That's the other Finley.
And that's the sad part.
So, okay.
I still don't I legitimately yes, I know who he, but I don't know who he is at the same, who knows? Who is he? He doesn't even look related to them.
I wouldn't know if
he does not look like anybody in that fucking family.
What do their mom look like?
I don't know what that bitch look like. No offense. She's probably a nice lady. I mean, bitch, and also before someone comes up here who hasn't ever been on here before, I use bitch as a term of endearment. I call everybody a bitch.
She does.
It's a verb at this point, or not verb, it's adjective.
It's an interchangeable. Yes. It's an interchangeable adjective for her. So
yeah, it is what it is. You would know if I don't like somebody.
You ain't lying. No.
Gee, you'll know when she doesn't like somebody, she'll call him that man or that lady.
She's not gonna say you a bitch. She's just gonna call him that.
So I got two things to add to this. Number one, I totally agree with Lexus King there, because I have a picture that I sent these two in our group chat, and this was like COVID, because I had the mask on, and this is when they were starting to have like small crowds of people where you could go to stuff, or maybe they didn't, who knows. It was for Crossfire Wrestling that was here in Sevierville, Tennessee. And he was buff, like he was in shape. Like the picture, his arm has definition and stuff. And he is a very pretty man, minus that mullet at the time. But he was a very good looking man. But I look at him now and I'm like, this cannot be the same guy. Like in MLW, he was in better shape in MLW than he is on NXT.
He was.
And I'm just kind of sitting here going like, is it the reverse Jericho thing or like what's going on? But again, I'm like Tiff, I'm not trying to body shame the man. I'm just trying to figure out like, what are you doing here? But why is Stacks even here? Like, are they still trying to make
fucking Ariana Grace?
it?
That,
all right,
he's her man, and she's the champion. She's the addition to the birthright that makes the group cohesive. They gotta have a female in there. Stacks is in there because of her. That's it. That's all.
Wow.
That's it.
Script writing there, guys. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, let's get to MJF. MJF just had a really good weekend. He defended the title. I'll let Nicole explain everything to you about his match and everything that went down at Revolution in a second. But MJF has been in the news for about a month, and he's been going around, obviously, to promote AEW and AEW Revolution. And as a champion, he has certain obligations. So he's everywhere. He was on just about every major podcast from Chris Van Vliet, and he was on a bunch of other podcasts. And it seems that they keep asking him either the same question or somehow he gets to this same topic of people leaving to go to WWE, or AEW is finally where it needs to be. That's why it's doing great things. We weeded out the people who didn't need to be there, who couldn't cut it, or people who needed to go back to that other place because they weren't deserving to be there, are some of the things that he has said in regards to AEW. Now, I'm going to say this and then I'll let these two have it. I need you to shut the fuck up. I need you to do that, because what's going to happen is some shit's about to come out about y'all and how y'all been operating. And especially when it comes to Trey Miguel, I ain't gonna never let that shit go. Something about that stinks. Something stinks. Because they signed them all together, and then all of a sudden, he's the only one in the group that gets cut. And he's going back to TNA. Don't get me wrong. He was great in TNA. He'll always be great in TNA, but he deserved to be seen on a public platform like AEW. And I still say that somebody did something to get rid of him, and y'all left it. Y'all was like, we're going to side with our guy.
100%.
And I don't like it.
I also feel a certain way about it because I obviously everyone should know I love the Rascals. It's like support Trey Miguel because we're in the same city as well. But he was like going to quit wrestling.
Yeah.
If he was so upset, which he had every right to be, he was so upset and distraught that if TNA didn't come back, come home, he was about to quit. And that pissed me off even more because that literally, you took someone's joy. And I don't fuck with shit like that. I do not fuck with shit like that. So, that's why I said, I was like, he better be careful because there's some stuff about that lady I know he don't want to come out.
Ooh.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm just telling you, I don't like the shit. And I really didn't like how you bust that man down like that. And you ain't gonna never be great in your own shit when you constantly trying to keep other people down to keep you happy and to keep your people happy. Cause I don't know what really go on. So I'm not gonna say nothing too much, but I'm gonna tell you this: when the shit do come out and it really hit the fan, there is nowhere you're gonna be hiding, because I'm gonna be on your ass like white on rice. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, because that shit was crazy. That was crazy. And he didn't deserve that. Whatever the situation was, whatever it happened, he had signed the damn contract. It was signed. And it shouldn't be a situation of you don't like somebody so they can't come in. I don't like that. That is a level of control that your ass should not have. And I'm not accusing nobody of shit. Let me be very clear. I'm not accusing nobody of nothing because I don't know nothing. I'm going off of what I believe to be true. My own opinion. Okay? I don't believe nobody should have control over anybody's career and where they land, especially in wrestling. Just because you are one of the top guys or you're a favorite of the bosses or whatever the case may be, that is a level of control you should not have. I don't care what you're talking about. So I hope and pray that I'm wrong. I really do.
Who's got beef with Trey Miguel? I know he said some stupid shit. He quickly apologized for it because he took the opportunity to learn what he was saying. But seriously, who the fuck has beef with this guy?
To keep it from to keep our asses out of trouble, we'll just say we don't know. That's where we'll leave it.
So this actually leads me to something, and I'm gonna say it before we talk about the AEW show that went on this weekend. A certain person, if you're new here, a certain person at that show showed up, and it's someone I don't like. I don't like that lady.
You can say her name. I don't care.
Oh no, I'm taking a piece from Nicole. I'm trying to be a little classy. I'm pretty sure people will know who I mean by that lady showing up in AEW. I don't like her as a person. I don't like her for a lot of reasons. One of the things is she has said some very stupid shit and very fake stuff about children being hurt in school and some other stuff that I just don't want to get into. So if you guys want to talk about her, just so we can keep everything on this podcast balanced, if you guys want to talk about her, I will step away from the conversation because I have nothing nice to say about that woman, but I'm going to be the bigger person than her and not give her the attention that she wants. So I'm just going to lead you guys there real quick. But MJF needs to shut the fuck up before his mouth runs a check that his ass can't cash.
It's not even that he can't say what he wants to say or that he can't speak on the company itself. It's the constant droning of it. It's the same drop. And then it's saying the weird shit like, yeah, we weeded out all of the people who didn't deserve this. And we got all the people, the right people and the right people here that really deserve to be here, that earn this spot. And that's why our company is thriving the way it is. And I'm like, no, that's not what happened. You guys got rid of your creative. You gutted creative and took Tony Khan out as your booker. That's why you're where you are.
Yes. And then also, just to piggyback off of that, don't groan and moan and yell about how great you are. Show me how great you are.
Right. Exactly.
Let time be the testament, because you want to talk about how, I'm building my legacy. Okay, then fucking build your legacy. Shut up about it. And then that's the annoying part about him to me. And it's not that him being like comfortable with himself and proud of like his accomplishment and him. It's like it's where you literally have to consistently, like, it's like you're convincing yourself. You're not only trying to convince me, it's like you're also trying to convince yourself, which really says a lot about how you are at your big age.
It's very braggadocious, and it's
like that's what it is. Like, it's to this point, it's like, okay, who are you trying to convince? Are you trying to convince me, or are you trying to convince yourself, or is it both?
It's both. But I mean, I agree. I don't think there's anything wrong with him saying, like, if he said something like, my thing is, him and Seth are two sides of the same coin, but Seth does it in a way that doesn't make himself look like a pretentious prick.
Well,
sometimes, because
prick.
he'll come out and he'll say stuff like WWE is the best company in the world. That's his choice to believe that. And I'm not saying that he's entirely wrong. He can feel that way about the company. MJF will say something like, we are at our peak. We're the best company and we're better than that other company. And I don't I'm the type of person, this is what I really don't like. I don't like the sneak this and bullshit. I don't like that. Say it with your whole chest though. If you can sit your ass there and say all of this shit, especially about a company that you've never been in, at least not long enough to talk shit about, I don't know if I can fuck with you like that. I'm saying, like, if you're gonna talk your shit, then be like, AEW is better than WWE. It just is what it is. We got better stories. We have the best wrestlers in the world. Our product is unique. It's unique to us. I would not say
Like,
nothing.
and then he can be like, tune into Dynamite and blah blah blah, and I'd be like, so that's
Facts,
what you
go.
that's
Let's
you're
go.
doing. You're doing your job as the champion.
That's
That's
it.
it.
But you gotta go deep, and then where you do is you're shady. You shade the people who left AEW, and you say shit like you left AEW to get more money, but you go over there to the other place and you're doing less shit. I'm like, that's not true, because they was doing the same shit in AEW and getting paid. Who knows how much they was getting paid? You don't know what the rest of these people's contract looked like.
And to be honest, what the fuck is it his, like, okay, why does it bother him so fucking much? Like, worry about your own goddamn house before you worry about somebody else's.
My
Yeah.
thing is, it's okay for him to be a loyalist to the company. I'm fine with that. He's champ. He should be. But don't shit on somebody else for wanting better for themselves and going and getting that. And even though to you it doesn't look better, it's not fair for you to sit your ass on your high horse when you know you've been pampered since you got to AEW. You ain't had to be in the trenches with the rest of the people who've had to fight for TV time, trying to fight through all the clicky bullshit in the back. Let's keep it fucking real. You didn't have to do that because you were already highly favored. So all I'm telling you is shut your fucking mouth. That's
Tell
all I'm
Papa,
telling you.
tell Papa Cody, thank you. Tell
Right.
him thank
Because
you.
you've been carried. You've been carried since you got there. So I'm not saying you didn't bust your ass to get there, and I'm not saying you didn't work hard to keep it. I'm saying you haven't had to suffer the fate of what everybody else had to suffer. Some of them people had to leave to get what they needed. People like Penna, people like Ray Phoenix, and they still got to get they just doing WWE. It's not going to come easy. And
Let's
when
not
your ass leaves, because it's coming, when you leave and you go to WWE, we'll see how that tune changes. We'll see.
let's fact that, you know, for a really long time, you know, the first what 3 years of AEW, there was only one women's match on Dynamite. Always came on at 9:30, and it was 5 minutes long. But your happy little ass had a full 20-minute musical number with Chris Jericho.
Mm-mm.
That
You
was
think
so. Oh my god, I forgot about
it
that. That
wasn't
was
even?
the most. That was honestly one of the most insane things I've seen in wrestling.
And we've seen a lot of like cringy, insane shit when it comes to pro wrestling. It's pro wrestling, for fuck's sake. But like, I'm
Ooh,
sitting
these
there with
bitches about to be tearing each other up. They don't ever wear pants. Neither one of them wear pants. Oh my god.
but let's do this, and then we'll have a 5 minute Britt Baker match and blah blah blah. I just don't like it because Tiff is right. He has been given basically the key to the city since he got there, and it's just like, if two things. If he goes to WWE, he is going to need to learn to be more professional. And I'm tired of people saying, oh, he's young. That man is in his late 20s, early 30s by now.
I'm about to look up his age right now.
Okay. Tell me how old this man is.
Hold on. I hate this new iPhone update. It pisses me off so much. It's like a fucking Android now.
Don't be
Hey,
hating. Don't be hating.
I hate it. He's 30 years old. I knew it.
he's 30 years old and he's acting like this. Like,
Not
look,
the sexy friend. Oh God.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels is tweeting about Sexy Red. Is she there?
He loved no. She's gonna be at Stand and Deliver.
No, he loved that woman though.
I know he'd be listening to that shit in the car
And do.
heading to work. No, I know. That is sick.
you know, she's getting sued by the Jackson estate, right?
Why?
She did that song "Eat It," which honestly I think Weird Al should do that. She sampled "Beat It," but she didn't ask for their permission, and it's not like she's
Well,
even.
they don't ever give out permission anyway, so
So,
Yeah. So,
so she's getting sued for
yeah.
that. So he's 30
Well,
years old out here talking like this. And like, yeah, Seth can be a fucking WWE loyalist. I get that because I'll be honest. I'm loyal to my job right now. Okay, where I'm at right now, career wise, I'm loyal to them for a lot of reasons. And I was loyal to the last place. But you know what? If something bigger and better comes along, I'm going to, do what's best for me. Loyalty lasts for as long as it needs to. But when you need to be better, do better yourself. And even though you like where you're at, or a situation arises where you're fighting people and you can't, like, you don't want to be there anymore, because we could go on about this. Needless to say, if he, like, what I'm just trying to say is Seth is loyal to WWE because that's the only big promotion he's ever been signed to. So yeah, he's gonna do that. But the way he talks and the way he moves and the way that he presents himself when he's on, like, ESPN or some sort of talk show or wherever he's doing, he makes it where it's like, yeah, you're like, oh, this guy's, he can kind of come off as a prick, but at the same time, you're like, okay, I get it with him. With MJF, sometimes it just sounds like a spoiled fucking brat. And I think that either he's going to not get his shot at WWE because his mouth, like I said earlier, his mouth is going to write a check his ass can't cash, or he's going to get there and he's going to realize he's not going to have everything handed to him. He's going to have to start at square zero. Or at least come
well,
up with a new gimmick.
I I'll just leave it at that. You just need to get your shit together. I just want you to stop attacking the other guys for leaving and doing what they did, what was best for them, and be okay with them making their own decisions that has nothing to do with you. Because we could say a lot of things about you and the decisions that you've made, but no one says that. They let you make your mistakes, they let you fail, and you bounce back and you're fine. But nobody else is allowed to do that. It's not right. Mind your business and stop talking about it in that manner. And if you can't do that, hire the PR so they can write your speeches out for you, so they can tell you what you should say, so you can stop looking like a fucking dick. I know you want to be Mr. I'm a kayfabe all the time, but you're not, because what you're saying on these podcasts, that's not in kayfabe. That's Maxwell. That's you. Anyways, to get back to the fun stuff, AEW Revolution was what, Sunday night?
Yes.
They had a pretty long show. So Nicole's gonna take over this part because I only got to see it in clips. I didn't get to see the whole show. I do know the ins and outs, but I'll let Nicole handle AEW Revolution.
So I watched most of the show. Sorry, I have to pull up the match card so I can have a point of reference because it was so much content. So I didn't see, and I don't know where I was at. Oh, I don't know where I was at, but I didn't see, and I wouldn't have fucking watched it anyway. That boom match. Um, there was like something else. I didn't watch that shit. Unfortunately missed the Lena Cross and Willow Nightingale. I will eventually go back somewhere where I can find the whole match, and I will watch that back. Um, eventually, but I did, where I finally did clock in at was for the Blackjack Battle Royal for the national championship, which we already said earlier that Ricochet lost. He was already going to be at a disadvantage. I already figured he wasn't going to win that because it was just too much. It was too many people in and out there. He was not going to win that. End up going to the hometown hero, Jungle Boy. So great for him. It was actually a good match, blah, blah, blah. This next one was this FTR and the Young Bucks. When I tell you, I never in my life thought I would get moved by the Young Bucks,
Real.
but it was before like the match. It was like a package, and it was like their kids. So it was like Matt and Nick's kids and their brother's kids. And they were asking them like, like how much do you love like your Uncle Nick and like your dad, or like, and they were just saying like encouraging words, and they were talking about like what they love most about like their dads and how they're so cool and blah blah. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, I was not prepared for this. But it was again, it was like very touching. Then FTR bald and FTR not bald came out.
Can we
The match was good. There's 5 million near falls. The entrance of the Bucks was so cute because all the kids came out with them and they all dressed in the Young Bucks gear.
we talk about Little Miss Thang who came out there and you could tell she's gonna be the wrestler in the
Uh,
family.
yeah, I said you might as well. Might
She
as well drop her off at fucking Natty and TJ's house. I'm dead serious. Might as well just drop her off there while when you the next day, just drop her off there. She'll be okay. Drop her
she
off there once a week.
this girl
Hmm?
had to be like 13 years old. She came out there rocking the Young Buck stuff, and they had, like the money that shoots out of the cannons on the side. I need to know this girl's name, but Little Miss, she picked that money up. She started fanning herself with it. She was walking, tossed her hair back over her shoulder. I'm like, oh, little girl's
Period.
been rehearsing.
I said, okay, man. I was like, okay, miss and ma'am. And then also during like the match, like the kids were like screaming at FTR and FTR bald as they should because they're bums and they should scream at them. And
Stop.
you can clearly hear that little girl. And I just loved it. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Obviously there was 5 million near falls. Two people got busted open. It was a good match. A very sad to report that FTR retained.
Oh,
Boo.
But as they started trying to jump the Young Bucks, they're all beat up. Um, Edge comes back, and then Christian comes back, and then they hop in the ring, and then they basically made it known that they're up next.
I'm just glad
Oh,
they took.
Which we
goody.
knew that was going to happen. So that means they're probably going to retire soon because I feel like that's like the last thing. I know that's the last thing Edge pretty much wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, retire as the
So
team they
he's
started at. Hmm.
yeah. So he's probably
Gotta go
done
back to the
after
E
that.
and get that in the ring. Good for Edge and Christian.
I'd
You
be
know,
petty and I wouldn't, and I would make him wait a couple years.
Oh,
I'm
I,
dead ass.
I'm just
I
happy
would.
they.
I'd be
wow.
petty. I'd be like, AJ, you get one right away. You Edge, no, you wait 5 years.
I'll give Christian his. Honestly, he didn't do anything.
Yes, that's what I would do. I would be nasty. And then people would be like, y'all ain't never acknowledged Kristen a day in your life in WWE. You're gonna induct him before Edge. I said the fuck right I am.
He's already inducted on his own. Like Edge got inducted after he retired that first time, if I recall.
Yeah. And then after this, we had the Tony Storm and Marina Shafir. Like I said, I understand Marina now because I think she understands herself. I'm glad she has a gimmick. Marina didn't come out with any of the Death Riders, which I was but it was also because it was a everyone banned from ringside match.
Hmm.
That match was good. They have really good in ring chemistry. So even though they've wrestled, I feel like they have wrestled each other quite a few times. It's still they're so like great with each other that it's like fine. Like I don't mind it because it's still interesting. They still make it different. So like that's why I liked it. Tony won, and then Jesus Christ, um, Ronda came out. And mind you, there's 5 million surprises tonight, just to let y'all know. Ronda came out, which I was like confused because as soon as I saw, I said, I swear to God, if that's Ronda. And then I was like, oh Jesus, it is her. So it's like I'm very confused. Hopefully probably figure out more Wednesday. Oh, which is tomorrow. Hope probably figure out more tomorrow, I'm assuming. But
Now I heard a lot of people don't like this feud. They don't like where
yeah,
it's
it was
going.
because yeah, it did not go over as well.
They're not
Um,
happy about her being there, and they really don't like the fact that this feud could possibly be extended because of the situation. They just got done with Tony Storm and Marina,
Yeah.
and now they're
Yeah.
like, here we are again. And
I
I'm like,
just, yeah, it's too much.
yeah,
And the thing is, it's like she talks so much shit about wrestling, so much shit. And then she talks so much shit. She's still talking so much shit about UFC. But she went back to a UFC fight, which I feel
yeah.
like we always gonna knew. So I was like, oh, so she might want a little bit of coins. And then when I saw, and then after I processed her being at AEW, I said, oh, she must be broke,
Oh, Jesus.
allegedly, because I was that's honestly that's the only thing that makes sense to me. After all that shit that she talked about both respecting, yet she's not in like UFC, she's in like whatever that shit that Jake Paul does.
That
Um,
MVP.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the same thing, different fought. So it's like, where are we going, sister? Um, but yeah, I was like, I guess hopefully I got a good paycheck. Um, then they had John and Takeshita. It was a good match. Honestly, it wasn't anything like here or there. It was just like it is what it is. It was just a good match. It was just good. Moxley won. Yeah, it was just a good match. It wasn't nothing crazy. Then you have the women's tag team match.
Osprey came
Unfortunately,
back. You forgot
huh?
about Will Osprey?
I was gonna get
Will.
to that last.
Oh, you're gonna bring him out last.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
So we got the Babes of Wrath, Megan Bain and Lena Cross. Unfortunately, RIP to their title reign. Babes of Wrath lost. Um, ooh, Tatum retained, thank goodness.
Has
Ugh,
Megan improved any since the last
I'm
time I
about
saw her? Was wow.
Lord Jesus, no.
And they gave her a
No.
title?
It is what it is at this point. It's just I'm just well with her because Lena is like a really good wrestler. So I low key I think that's why they
Oh, okay.
are keeping her in the tag team
Kind
division
of like
to
what they
just
did
get
with
Lena.
Bianca
Yeah,
and okay.
yeah, like how
Okay,
they
that
did
makes
with
sense.
Bianca and Jade. Like I don't want to say they're hiding her, but they're hiding her basically until she gets it together enough that she can stand on her own. This is exactly what this is.
Okay.
Um I was kind of mad that Bezarath lost.
Yeah.
Um, I was not mad. I was not happy about this. I actually did not see the Brody King and Swerve Strickland match. I didn't even realize that happened. I just didn't
What I
watch
hear
it.
was pretty good.
Yeah. I would have watched it for Brody King. Who is this out of, who is this?
What are you talking about?
Oh,
NXT.
Blake.
Yeah.
She's such a psychopath. How did she come from the ground? That bitch is so crazy. I love her. That is psychotic. She was in the ground that whole time? I know
What, to
she's
go
some.
after Tatum?
Yes, she literally opened up she's like a fucking Looney Tune. Open up a trap door, pull Tatum down, and then start messing around with the championship. I can't with her. Next is Thekla and Chris Statlander. Tekla is literally the best wrestler in that company right now.
I saw
Hands
that match.
down,
It was pretty
bar
good.
none, man, woman, or fucking child. She is the best fucking wrestler in that company, or the best performer overall in that company. She is fucking fantastic. If you guys aren't familiar with her, she also came from Stardom, New Japan. She was paired, her and Julia were paired together for like a very long time. Um and they just like broke apart before they started traveling abroad over here. But if you do want to get more familiar with like her background and stuff, I recommend that. She is fantastic. This was a 2 out of 3 falls match, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like 2 out of 3. Yeah, it was 2 out of 3 falls. Violent, just great. Like Tekla, she's just like so aggressive. I don't know if it's an Austrian thing because Gunther is like this,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's an Austrian thing. They're just very aggressive people, very angry. Little Russia,
Oh, this
very good for them. Good for y'all over in Austria. A lot of
us.
aggression over there.
You
A
calling it Russian?
lot of, I mean that in a nice way.
Oh shit.
At least I didn't call you that little other country that's tripping
Right. Right.
with the white and blue flag.
Uh-oh.
White and blue.
Yeah, babe. Think about it.
Yeah, just think. But yeah, it was just good. It was just good. Like Tekla is that bitch. Like she literally is that bitch. Watch also if you have not seen her in a prep. It's so funny because she's like 2 apples tall. Like literally, she's so cute. Like she's literally 2 apples tall. Will kill you and wear your face. 2 apples tall. And she's literally in the press conference. And it's so funny. Like she has these big ass boots on. Her legs are on the table. And she has these big ass boots, her tiny legs. She's so tiny, she's barely you can barely see her over the table. The microphone covers half her face. I was like, what a tiny, scary woman you are. You are fantastic. But Tekla won. So glad she sent that alien back home. Period.
She ain't shit for that.
I low key didn't pay attention to this match. But Mystico and Jet Speed end up winning. And now they the trios champions. Love them. This Bandito and Andrade match was fantastic. I think
Mm-hmm.
honestly I was high at this point, so this is when I was going in and out of my high. So I think that's why I just don't have like I think I was just like on my phone during those other matches, and that's why I blanked. But yeah, and also this was a very long pay-per-view.
That
I have ADHD. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. I have to. So that's like what I wish wrestling would do, but there would be no point for wrestling to do this. That's why when I watch F1 now, I watch it on my fucking iPad so I can have it on Apple TV so I can literally have 4 different screens on. So I literally
Mm.
have the actual race. I have like a track where I can see them moving on the track like the little dots, and I can see them moving on the track. I have inside someone's cockpit whoever I feel like I want to ride with that day, and then I have their race stats and times, because that's the only way I'm just gonna focus fully on that. AEW needs, if they're gonna have these long ass pay-per-views, you gotta add something in a corner somewhere or something for me.
Yeah.
You gotta put, hell, you can put a fucking, what's that game, Pong, where it like the bar
Mm-hmm.
slowly goes up and it has the ball and then it has the other
Yeah.
bar. Is that Pong? I wanna play that game.
Yeah. Atari, or is it was called Pong at first.
Pong.
Um,
My mom and dad played that when they were like
yeah, you got it right,
teenagers.
Nicole.
Yeah.
Alexis is right. It's called
You
Pong.
gotta put something like that on the screen. But anyways, back to Andrade. Um, Beautiful hair. Andrade, stop! Don't put any more blonde because I don't want you to damage your hair. That's enough blonde in your hair right now.
I like this his trunks he had on. He looked
Yeah,
nice.
I think he's like trying to like find like a different like in ring style because he looks different literally every week. Like his gear
Mm-hmm.
is like completely different every week. So hopefully you figure it out because it's looking a little wonky. A plus freaking match. This is where I start to just go to sleep. And this is because I need to go to sleep. So I saw the beginning of it was the Dogs versus Orange Cassidy, Roger Strong, Darby Allin. Also, spoiler: Roger Strong and Orange Cassidy are a tag team now, or they're about to be or they're going to be a tag team. Um, so heard the match was
Wonderful.
great. I did not watch it. I kind of woke up in the middle of this MJF and
Hangman
Hangman
match.
page, and it was literally the part that I woke up was when and with was when Hangman was literally getting walked like a dog. And I was like, what is this? And then I just went back to sleep. But to top it off, and I'll stop talking about AEW Revolution. Regardless, it was a great show. Was Will Ospreay came back. His neck is good. Massive scar,
Yeah.
massive scar. Um, And but yeah, he was because I thought he was just gonna like come out because he came out at I'm sorry, I'm like telling this backward. So he came out at the end of the Takesha and Moxley match because they're the ones who fucked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he like popped out like yada yada yada. He took but I didn't think he was gonna take bumps. Like he had like this there was like this weird like promo. It basically, what movie is it? It's like the whole, I don't know, like that very cheesy, like, oh, like you're in that fucking like tank and you have on like an oxygen mask and you're just like, you're like in the lab and like all these scientists are like observing like
Oh
this, like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, like that shit.
It's
Um,
funny.
so like he came out like that, fantastic, and then as soon as they got to something, I said that's Will, and then sure enough, it was. Very happy to see him. He literally laid all them people out. Um, be careful your neck. It's brand new. It still smells like new car paint. Relax. Don't do nothing crazy. Glad that you're
Mm-hmm.
back and healthy, but like I said, you just got your neck. You just got that neck. It's new. Like you need to relax into it. And that was AEW Revolution for me.
So Kenny Omega showed up too.
Oh, he's at fucking TV every week. That's not important.
He's like, oh, they were like, Omega returned. And I was like, well, where did he go?
He didn't go nowhere. He was
So
on TV.
confused. I was so confused.
They
It's
act
like,
like
did he get beat up? Like, what
if he don't,
happened?
yeah, he gets beat up all the fucking time.
I
He
don't
gets his
remember
ass
where
beat. You
where he
don't see
came
him
in
for
at.
a week. Like you don't see him for like 2, maybe 3 weeks. And he shows up and like, oh, he returned. I'm like, nigga, he was just there a couple weeks ago.
Can I also add something on to the NJS Adam Page? I think one of the funniest spots of the nights where he's trying to run away from Page and Page just pulls the trash can and the dumbass runs himself into it. I thought that was fun. Um, but do we really need to be sticking syringes in people's mouths?
Yeah, that was old.
That was way too much.
He literally hung Hangman off of the edge of the ring. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, Hangman did that to Mox too. So, but I mean, that's this sounds really sick to say this, but that's such a common thing in wrestling now. Everybody seems to be fucking doing that shit.
No. No. That
Randy
is
almost killed Cody on TV.
well.
Yeah,
I mean, Cody dumb. That's low hanging fruit. Like we knew that
You
was gonna
should have
happen.
known better.
Dummy.
like come
He's
on,
such
Cody.
a fucking.
Why you
He is
so
such a fucking dummy. Like he
you just
pisses
should
me
have
off.
known
All right,
better.
I'm sick of talking about AEW. That was a lot. That was
But
a
you know
lot
that.
for me.
So I watched the clip of what everything was going down between him and Randy, and you could see like the more Cody talked, the more pissed Randy was getting. And I'm like, Cody, do you not see this shit happening in front of your face right now?
No, he didn't see that man's head was shaved. I told AJ last night, I'm like, nobody noticed that this man's head was shaved. his head was shaved. If his head is shaved, that's 09 or and we're not talking about just a buzz cut like it had been for the last couple of months. No, it's shaved to where it's just faintly a line of where his hair was. And I was like, that was a telltale sign that he was no longer the Randy that we have known for the last couple of years.
We got 09 Orton back before we got GTA 6.
It's supposed to be coming in November, babe.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't blame you. Anyways, thanks. We need to talk about something to kind of lighten the mood. Let's talk about this story that JBL and Hornswoggle had on this podcast about Matt Cardona and Festus walking in on Matt Cardona. Okay, so I happened to be on social media early today, and I got to the point where I started posting one thing every day to kind of boost my algorithm a little bit. And I came across this. I didn't post anything today, but I came across this, and this little snippet was from the podcast, and they were talking to Hornswoggle. JBL was getting ready to talk about an embarrassing moment. It started out with the embarrassing moment was about Hornswoggle, but Hornswoggle steered the conversation towards Cardona and Festus. I watched that clip as many times as I could to understand why he thought JBL was talking about that when JBL was talking about him specifically, because you never get, unless we miss the rest of the podcast, you never get, first of all, why Hornswoggle knows this piece of information, and two, why he thought JBL knew this. You never get that. But to give y'all the tea, JBL is talking to Hornswoggle, and he says something to the effect of, is like, we got to talk about this embarrassing moment of yours. And he's like, dude, I already know what you're going to say. He was like, no, you don't. You don't know what I'm going to talk about. He's like, I already know what you're going to talk about. It's about that time where Festus walked in on Cardona having his personal time. And he was like, what are you talking about? He was like, yeah, he was having personal time. He was like, what are you talking about? When? What are you referring to? Personal time? What is this? What are you talking about? And he's like, come on. He was by himself. He was having some personal time. He was enjoying himself. And he was like, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? He was like, well, he said in a tanning room. He said, yeah, Cardona was in the tanning booth. Festus walked in on him. He said, okay, well, what was he doing? And he was like, please don't make me say it. He said, what is the problem? I don't understand. To be fair, JBL genuinely did not understand what this man was saying to him, which I don't understand, because as soon as he said he walked in on him and he was by himself having his own little personal time, I knew then what he was talking about. We all figured it out, but JBL is just old and he just did not get it. The other dude was like, well, what was he doing? Like, did he do something crazy in the booth? He said, oh yeah.
He knew what he was fucking doing.
And that man said, oh, well, did he masturbate? He was like, yeah. He was in there doing that, and Festus walked in on him. Everybody went silent. Everybody. Silence. When I say there was nothing, there was nothing. And I was like, oh shit. Like, he really didn't know. That man started cracking up. The man that was sitting on the right hand side of on the left hand side of Hornswoggle was dying. JBL was like, are you fucking serious? Like, in a public, this was it his personal tanning booth? He said no, it wasn't. He said, wait a minute, this was a public tanning booth? He said, yeah. And he was, he said he was having personal time. I don't know what JBL called it. I can't remember what he called it. But he called it something old. It was like very OG. Yeah, he said that Hornswoggle had a traumatic event, and Hornswoggle was like, I don't want to talk about it. And he was like, he assumed he was referring to this moment. And he says that Cardona was in a tanning bed, and they was like, was it his own tanning bed? They said no. He said no, it was a public tanning bed. He said, wait a minute, he was in somebody's commercial tanning bed flogging his meat.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. And then Hornswoggle goes, what's flogging?
He says, did somebody like lock the door? Did he just bust in there? He said, no, the door was open. He said Festus came in because the door was open. He just assumed it was okay. And then JBL keeps referring to it as flogging his meat. And he's like, please stop saying that to me, please. And he's like, you're on a tanning bed. You're in the tanning bed. You leave the door open. You're in public and you're doing that. And he said, well, what did Festus do when he came in there? Hornswoggle said he just went, ah. And then it was like, well, what did Cordona do? And he said Cordona just went, ah. That was what they did.
Bro, I swear to God, grown men are just pre-adolescent little boys with a hardware upgrade. Like, that's it. The software stays the same, but the hardware changes.
Mikey here gets a gold star. He said he was practicing the skin flute in the tanning bed. That's a fire ass way to say that shit.
Like, you couldn't wait till you got back to the hotel, the bathroom.
Didn't even go in the bathroom, was literally in a tanning bed. I'm like, Matthew, you gotta come to the front. Explain yourself. Chelsea, come get your husband. Get your husband. Because he ain't got no damn coof.
Like, that's pissing me off.
That's diabolical work right there. You and Chelsea some freaks. Y'all are nasty and tea. You understand me? Y'all nasty.
I already don't like using public restrooms, restaurants, like that already. But now that just gives me like an extra layer of grossness.
In a tanning bed, though? In a public tanning bed?
You know how many butt make up?
That's gross. That's
disgusting.
You are fucking depraved, like dead ass depraved as fuck. You could not wait. Like that is some next level.
Oh, you was down bad if you are inside a public.
Really...
You down bad. A public tanning bed.
And you know what the gross thing is?
Where are you putting the bodily fluids that come out?
That's what I want to know.
Girl, do you think they actually clean that shit like they're supposed to?
No.
I don't use tanning beds because I'm naturally melanated, so I don't have to do that.
Too blessed. But anyway,
I don't know nothing about it. I really don't. I wasn't even trying to be funny.
So
I don't know nothing about the tanning beds. I don't know nothing about that.
I don't like tanning beds because I honestly think, like, I don't know. I just it weirds me out, the claustrophobia, whatever.
And I thought tanning. This was back in the day. This was back in the day. So
I know a thing or two about tanning. Really good for like my spotting. And then also, if you have seasonal depression, tanning beds are like a cheap way for you to get, UV instead of having to buy one of those expensive lights on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get out of the house.
Supposed to like help supplement like the lack of vitamin D you get, like even if you take it.
Vitamin D.
Yeah. Ironic. Anyway, but I had a friend of mine who worked at a tanning salon like first year of college. It was just like some part-time gig that she did. And she, like, after everybody who went in, she would go in and wipe it down. Like, the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. One of the girls who was working with her, why are you doing that? She goes, well, we're supposed to clean it after every person. She goes, girl, you don't have to clean it every person, just like maybe after like every 3 people or something like that.
Ew.
I will never go in a tanning booth ever. And she's just feel as shit to begin with. I'm like, yeah, but no.
That's fucking nasty.
Bad enough.
I bring disinfectant wipes with me.
I'm gonna
No,
start
dead
doing.
ass.
Tell you this. I got a gym membership and I'm starting to go back to the gym. And this is I used to go before COVID hit and kind of just things got out of hand. I started going back and like people still aren't wiping down their equipment and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I just want to know, like, how do you get horny in a tanning booth?
Well, like I said, he must have been down bad, baby. He had to be, because that don't make no sense to me. I mean, you could have just went home. Could just went home and like handled that at home. But that's crazy.
Like, what if it wasn't Gallows who walked in and it was like some other like guy who wasn't part
if it
of
was
wrestling?
Anybody else,
You know damn
like,
well Gallows told everybody.
knows.
Gossipy queen.
I would.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just thinking like
I would have been like, that's what the fuck Matt was just doing.
Not you gonna narc on him. That's crazy.
Well, I would. If I was Gallows, Anderson was the first person he called and be like, man, this kid Zach Ryder.
They gossip like two little girls just talking.
They gossip like aunties, okay? There's a big difference.
Hell no.
And it's like, I would have told somebody, because that's fucking crazy. How are you going to subject me to that?
They've been knocking on the door or checking where you're going in a tan. I'm just thinking about a tanning booth. It's basically a long tube. You're laying in it.
Yes.
It's closed. When you're in one, you really don't have a whole lot of room.
I don't know. Maybe he was in the booth and he just didn't want, because like I know I've seen it on movies where they don't have it closed all the way. Sometimes they have it like slightly open and they put the little things on their eyes. So maybe he had enough room to do what he needed to do. I mean, he did. Festus saw it, so he was in there doing it. So that door was open to that tanning booth. It was open, babe.
That explains why he's tanned so differently in different places, because he's afraid of what he's going to walk into in a tanning booth.
Nowadays, I don't think they go to booths. They use the tanning stuff that you put on, the fake tan stuff.
Who is this guy? Is it too far to call it woo-woo?
Ew. Ew. Mikey. Ew. It's not too far, but God, some thoughts should be kept in your head, bro. Like,
I cannot wait for the signs at wrestling events when Zack Ryder comes out.
Hey, Mikey, if you go to an event, you gotta make that sign. You have to.
I would literally I would make a sign. Zack Ryder is banned from tanning beds.
That's ridiculous. I need you to make this sign and go to a show and make sure you tag us,
or
so
I
we can see you.
Tanning beds. I was like, what's a name brand? Or I would say Matt Cardona is not allowed to use the tanning beds at Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness tanning beds fear Cardona.
He said, "Happy St. Patrick's Day. You all are awesome." Oh, thank you, Mikey.
Thank
you. Same to you.
Because that's a fucking mess. That is just depraved. Like, you got that, and that just shows me. And this is why I fucking hate men sometimes. Like,
No shade to you, Mikey. She not mad at you.
No, not you. You have no self-control of your fucking dick that you can't wait till you finish activity, or I don't know how you want to classify getting tanned, until you got
Activity
home
sounds good enough to me.
or at least in private, at least to the bathroom.
Like in the bathroom would be fine by me. The bathroom is fine.
Yeah, I'm like whatever. Shit happens. He was in a bathroom.
Some of the time they have a bathroom, like a little toilet at least, in the like room with the tanning bed. You can just like, pop in there, do your things, and I mean,
I don't ever like to know about anything sexual, except for certain people. But I honestly just want to know what the fuck you were thinking about.
Yeah,
Like,
I can tell you, but you're not gonna like it.
What got you so worked up that you were like, oh, I had to pull it out? It was like, what?
Start cranking it in the fucking tanning booth.
Jesus. I'm glad you got married and calmed down, baby, because in this day and age, you would have got caught.
Wasn't him and Dolph Ziggler like cutting up real bad around that time?
Ziggler was a hoe.
Oh,
low key, he still is. He
would have been caught up with at least 3 different OnlyFans models.
You ain't lying.
I mean, dead ass.
She's not lying.
Caught up with like someone like Bonnie Blue or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I would have been like, I said, "Oh, you are depraved. Like you like some different shit sometimes.
You like some crazy.
Sometimes she gotta like check you out a little bit. Like different. Like you like that shit. That's fine that you do.
Yeah.
But
no kink shaming.
I'm just clocking your tea. Like that's crazy. Like
maybe that thing for public places. Like, but you could have just did it in the bathroom, like Nicole said. And it was the fact that you didn't close the door. Like the door was.
There's just so many things wrong with this.
Did he think that no one was gonna walk in? Like,
I don't know. Maybe it was the thrill of possibly getting caught. Some people like that too.
Look, man, I'm not here to kink shame anybody. Everyone's got their things that make them tick. But if I did not consent to your fucking weirdness, I don't want to be a part of this shit.
Hell no.
See, if I was gals, I would have walked over to the tanning booth and like slammed the lid down on them. But that was me because,
He said, I just hope they aren't doing this on their Disney trips.
Oh, God.
Honestly, Mikey, I wouldn't put it past them.
Chelsea's
not gonna lie. Chelsea looked like she'd be down for the cause. I ain't even go front.
She's got a closet full of slutty Disney princess costumes.
He was like, one night he was probably like, "Hey, Chels, do you want to?" He was like, "Do you want to have sex underneath the Pop City logo?" And she's like, "Yeah, sounds fun."
Nicole, please.
Oh my God, Matt, you're so wild.
Y'all are gross. We're moving on. Not old boy and Mickey boys. You're canceled. You are canceled, sir. Go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. Go do it right now.
Hey, Chelsea, you want to do my mystery Muscatool?
Now. We're moving on.
That's sick.
We're moving on. He's 100%. Oh, it has Wreck-It Ralph outfit. Yeah, you're canceled. You are canceled. You go sit your ass in the corner and you think about what you've done. Stupid.
I needed this laugh.
Encouraging it. It's her fault too. I blame her.
What?
She encouraging it.
Me.
Last thing we're gonna talk about is Roman getting socked in his shit on Monday. Now, before we get into what he actually said, from my understanding, and I did make sure I did a little bit more digging because I was getting it from like the IG dirt sheets, and I wanted to make sure that this was true. But it does seem to have some legs, so I'll say allegedly that was not the original promo. Allegedly, he was supposed to talk about Larry and go in on the dog. But Roman chose to go this route. And I believe that this was smarter. Now, on Monday, Roman led a lamb to slaughter. And a lot of people said that Roman's promo was weak. And I 1000% disagree. CM Punk is not like you or I. He's always going to go for the low-hanging fruit because it's simple. And the problem is he got exposed on Monday. And that was the problem. Okay? You have to remember, CM Punk always thinks he's the smartest person in the room. Okay? And he thinks that he has the control. So now Roman is coming into this. He's on offense. He's not on defense. And CM Punk thinks he's on defense. He thinks he's going to react emotionally like his cousins did. And he didn't do that. What he did is he slowly reeled him in to gut punch him. And for you and I, like, calling him old is, everybody calls you old. Like, we've been calling you old. Everybody calls you old. But to hear his peers disrespect him like that, that sent him over the edge. He ran his ass down very, very cleanly. And CM Punk had to go for the jugular because he doesn't have anything else on Roman. You can't say that the man doesn't have viability. You can't say he's not a needle mover. You can't say he's not at the top of the company, because whether he leaves or goes, he is still longed for, he is still needed, and he is still wanted. And you can't say that he isn't someone who's a draw, because he is. So all you have is that Roman isn't there full time. And that's all you lean on. And then you go to his father. You said you're going to bury him right next to his dad. That was the wrong move because you exposed yourself to that. Now, what he did say to CM Punk was, he said, the reality is you're mad because I'm better than you. I'm faster. I'm stronger. You're not a better wrestler than me. You can't hang with me. You can't hang with any of us in this company, and you know that. He said your biggest issue is that you're old. And that sent him over the edge. You can't attack a person's, the one thing that he believes in wholeheartedly. It is all he has. It is all he has. And once you break the glass, once you shatter the glass of his belief of it, then you've taken him over the edge. And that's exactly what Roman did. You got to give Roman props for that, because Roman could have got into the dirt with him, but he chose not to. And he chose to reel him in slowly. And he hit him with the kill switch later on. He attacked his career. He attacked his age. And the one thing you can't do with that man is attack his career, which he showed his colors about that last week. Or the week before last, when he was talking to Roman then. As soon as he hit that, you old, he punched that man right in his face. Now, Roman didn't get up. He didn't fight. He didn't get emotional because he knew then he had him. And there was something he said else in the back when he was back there. When the Usos was back there talking to him, and they was telling him, like, man, you got to get him. You got to talk to him. You got to tell him what's up. He got to apologize. He said, yeah. He was like, all he could say is that you a part-timer and you ain't never here. He been out here talking shit like that for 2 weeks. He was like, everybody says that. But he said, I rarely saw my father. And he said, y'all father worked the same way. You know how it is. He said, we have to be different for our kids. And I was damn sure going to be there for my kids so that my kids know that I'm their dad. I love them and I'm here for them in the best of times. I'm here for them in the worst of times. I'm going to be there for my kids. I don't give a damn about anything else as long as my wife and my kids know that I've been the best father that I can be to them. That's all that matters.
I'm not gonna lie. When he said that, I was like, "Okay, Roman, not me getting behind
no."
this
And when he said, when he said that, before he even got to the promo, he won a promo to me.
Yep.
Just with that, because he hit them with the real. Because and low key, the shade to CM Punk out said, "So what the fuck are you working for?"
Mm-hmm.
And he told him, he was like, you ain't even selling the most t-shirts in the household.
I mean, he wasn't lying,
Bitch. Which is facts.
it's true.
But ain't nobody selling more t-shirts than Dan Housen right now.
Ain't
No.
nobody.
I'm pissed. I
Nobody.
want those commercial breaks.
Yeah, but you gotta go on Twitter and see him. They put him on Twitter and TikTok.
I went to check on that. Last time I went to check was a couple days ago. His shit is still sold out. I'm like, God
Yeah.
damn. They put it on there. It's sold out.
I think they have one up for pre-order, but
Let me go see.
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what?
because I was gonna get a sale because I was gonna order my friend a CM Punk shirt, and then I was
Yeah.
gonna get myself a Dan Housen shirt.
Mikey said he was saying that, but he said at the same time he was gone for Hollywood purposes too, which he was. I mean, he was in that movie that was on.
Oh, him and Cody Loki don't like each other.
No, Cody said that the crew
That was very weird, though. That was a very weird thing to say.
on set. They kept them in separate on set, and I was like, for what?
And I
Like
was
what?
like, that's so weird. I was like, so I
Did they
said, so
believe y'all really hated each other? Like, because the only way I can accept that is if they don't have no prior knowledge of wrestling, which is possible.
but I was like, what is up? Oh, you can order them still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can order the You Are Cursed one. Oh, well, there's a couple You Are Cursed ones. There's a red, black, and white You're Cursed one, and then there's a yellow and it's like a yellow and red one too.
I like that yellow one.
Joe is in the Marine 17 chair.
I
He
want
ain't
a
gonna do
hood.
no
I
Marine
low-key want
movie.
one of these hoodies.
You know what the cool thing about this? That I'm glad like Jimmy and Jay are kind of like being Roman because, and Roman was telling them, about the kids thing. And, Jimmy's about to be a dad. How far along is Naomi now? I mean, she should be.
No one knows, which is
No one
fine. We
knows.
don't
She's
need to
been
know.
quiet this whole time, and I'd rather they keep it that way so that she can give birth peacefully. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense. So
haven't seen her post anything on social media, and he was popping in and out. Like he didn't go on that European tour, and we're assuming it's because I guess she could give birth at any given time, or he just didn't want to be away from her with the
But
pregnancy.
also, she's high risk, so she probably got put on bed rest early.
Yeah, so he didn't want to be that far away from her, and then he came back for a little while, and then he was gone again for like I think 2, maybe 3 weeks again, and then Mania season is rolling around. So once Jay got out of Rumble and out of the chamber stuff, they was just shells for a little bit, and she hasn't posted on her social since late last year.
Been a hot second. So
yeah.
But someone on Threads pointed this out, and I'm watching Jimmy right now because like last week Jay was like all up in Roman's, or not Roman, but Jay was all up in Punk's face. He was yelling at him, and then they're like, Jimmy remained calm. His voice didn't get loud. His tone didn't change. He told Jay to like take a breather, and he told Roman, you need to apologize right now. and his voice was very, very calm. And I think, and they're like, the most dangerous thing you can do when you're in a verbal altercation with somebody, it's not the one jumping up and down, yelling and screaming. It's the quiet one, because they're playing on something, and if stuff goes sideways.
But I've noticed that he was always like that. He's always been the if you do a comparison to like Smoke and Stack, does that make sense? You have Jimmy. Jimmy is the one who has the charisma and the personality. Jay is a little bit more relaxed, but he has the hothead mentality, whereas Jimmy thinks he's going to think his way through. They're inverse of the twins on Centers. They have the personas, a lot of the personality traits are flipped in both of them. But I clocked that immediately. When they was backstage and they first saw him, they talked to him. And when they talked to I think it was Kathy Kelly, they talked to her. You saw Jay always pacing like that. He's been like that since he was in the bloodline. And he's always had this hyper personality, and it's always it's an immediate reaction of anger. He doesn't really think his way through, whereas Jimmy is like, he's cold and he's calculated. So I wasn't surprised by that at all. I'm just waiting for Jimmy to get his time when he gets to be a superstar on his own, when he gets to break out and be a singles champion and have his title run too. I'm just waiting for that. Because I feel like there's no shade to Jay, but I feel like that's going to be a better title run than his brothers.
Yeah.
But it was a solid promo by Roman, and now he done got CM Punk off his game. So the little chess match has begun. We'll see. Mikey said, let the lady have that baby in peace. It is an awesome thing if that is what you choose. Father of two, that kids grew up in the house in the blink of an eye. Okay. One is in the pen and one is in the tip.
Oh my.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, y'all, we've been on here. We made good time today. We got an hour and 32 minutes. We're not too long. So very soon we're going to have our Patreon up. So if you have particular ideas that you want us to do for podcasts, that'll be where we do non-wrestling stuff and some fan favorite stuff that people want us to do. That'll be up on the Patreon. Alexis is going to bring back one of her old segments for the show, and Nicole is going to have hers, and I'll have mine. Okay. We'll get everything worked out for the Patreon, and we'll give you guys the deets later on this year. We should have it set up in a few months, so we'll let you guys know, and we'll be back next week. Okay. We love yous.
Bye.
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. You have to subscribe.